my Concordia experience was, learning English in Concordia was, yeah, it was good, but I'm not sure what I actually learned in class, because teachers taught like the same way I learned English in Korea. The different thing is, teachers are native English speakers. That's the big difference. But other than that, not big differences between learning English in Korea and America. So many of my friends complain about, I better go back to Korea or Taiwan or Saudi Arabia to learn English, because we can take class from native speakers even in our home countries. And about missions, like teaching English as a mission. Actually, I met a teacher in Concordia. I didn't know he wants to be a missionary, and I think he was practicing his teaching skills in ESL, but he never kind of told us the gospel things. But maybe this year at the Mission Connection, I met him, and then I was surprised. He said he is about to leave for Myanmar to teach English as a mission. Wow, you're a Christian? You're a Christian? That's what I asked him. Wow, it was surprising.
Yeah.
And about the test, for South Koreans and most students from Asia, we are very familiar with taking tests in our home country. So
does it work practically into actually being able to speak the language as well?
Yeah, so it's not a big deal to pass exams.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take the test is easy, but what about just speaking the language, being able to communicate the language?
It's really hard speaking, because we are very, my Korean and Japanese, Chinese have very different structures, and than English. So whenever we try to speak, we have to think more and more, and sometimes it doesn't make sense. So it was fun to read my friends' papers. Each other, I can understand their paper, what they want to talk about, but only our teachers, they couldn't understand our papers. And
what about for Saudi Arabians? How is ESL difficult for their culture and the way they understand things?
I can tell they speak English very well.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they're not good at test taking?
Yeah, no, so sometimes I feel why you came to America to study English? You can speak English fluently. Do you need to study more? And then later I found out they always have a hard time taking tests and passing exams. And mostly they came to America through their government scholarship. So even though they can speak English very well and fluently, they have to pass exams to prove their language skills in document to their government to go to college.
And they're not good test takers, generally speaking?
They are not good. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's about their culture. And one of the things I found out is they write from right to left. And their grammar is very difficult than English grammar. And yeah, so I think it's about cultural things.
Yeah. Speak about your experience in Kyrgyzstan, having to balance teaching English and being a missionary and a representation of Christ.
Honestly, I can tell there are not many things I can do related to mission during the class period, because I have to teach English or Korean to them, because students came to class to study, not to learn about Christianity or listen to the gospel. And I can after class is more important. Yeah, in terms of the mission, teaching English as mission, because class period is I think is like a platform to build a relationship with the students. So I think teaching English is a kind of it plays a bridge.
A gateway.
Yeah, gateway to connect with my students.
Awesome. That's good for the interview.